So, gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us, and especially I'm grateful to Mr. Charles Camazuli, who is the president of AIPS Europe. Yesterday, you had president of AIPS Asia. So personally, I'm feeling proud that today we have the president of the AIPS Europe. Mr. Camazuli is our vice president of AIPS also, and he's a senior most executive committee member of the AIPS. And all the time when we meet Mr. Charles Camazuli, we feel like a big brother, and he's a very, very nice guy, senior most journalist of Malta. This is the time that we should learn something from his experience, and we can ask so many questions. Just I want to inform Mr. Charles that we started this online training program because in Peshawar Peace Conference, we signed the Pakistan Sports Writers Federation and Azerbaijan Sports Journalists Association signed one MOU that we will work together. So after the signing of the MOU, in a 2-month time, we decided, and especially I'm grateful to Nargis and the Sports Journalists Association of Azerbaijan, who gave me this opportunity that I should organize jointly this online young sports reporters training program. If you remember, and I told yesterday to my yesterday I told all the participants that in AIPS executive committee meetings from last so many years, I am the only guy from Asia who fighting with all the EC members that why not they are giving chance to my younger sports reporters from Asia. And the only one problem was, which we discussed, that the mostly because, you know, in the international young sports reporters training program, you need a guy, a lady, a boy, that he should know English, and he should write something in English. But there was a little problem from the Asia. But now I proved that we can organize this type of online reporters program, and after this we are going to practical, and I have requested the Azerbaijani 10 young sports reporters. They will join us in Pakistan. We are organizing this training program in Karachi or in Islamabad, and after this we will send over 10 young sports reporters for the practical training to Azerbaijan, Baku. So hopefully we will give you, Mr. Charles, so many young sports reporters who knows English, who can talk in English, who can write English. So I think that Pakistan and Azerbaijan did a great job. So that was the reason how we started this young sports reporters training program. So on this is the 5 days program. On the first day, we had two mentors from Pakistan. They discussed, and then second day we had one guy, Mr. Aliyev. He was from Azerbaijan. He visited Qatar, so he shared his experience about the World Cup. And then we had Gianni Merlo and AIPS Asia President Hidon and Mr. Kher. So I hope that this is a very useful program, and we will learn or young sports reporters will learn a lot. So thank you very much for joining us. Now microphone handed over to Mr. Charles Camazuli. Yes, Camazuli.
Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yes, please.
Okay. So first of all, as already stated, it's a great pleasure as president of AIPS Europe to be here with you. As you know also that Nargis now forms part of the executive committee of AIPS Europe, and one of the main tasks when we had the Congress last October was to give a different idea, a different dimension to the to our website, to our social media, and I think that Nargis is doing quite a good job on this matter. Notwithstanding that we've been only in this new term for just 3 months. So today, as regards the topic, I think that somehow or another I have to go through the new media and how we look at it. We look at it from various points of view. First of all, already in the introduction gave you an idea that maybe I can consider myself a veteran in this job, because as in the next 1.5 years, 2 years, it will be my 50th year in sports journalism. And of course, once one starts a profession like sport journalism, it is a profession where it gives you a different dimension day after day. I mean, I think that for us who live in this profession, we are not annoyed, because every day is something different, and not like being a school teacher. You have to go and teach always the same children, always the same topics, always having the same problems. For us every day is different. Every day there are the problems, and there are the positive things. But I think that like myself and all our colleagues, if we had to start again, I think that we will start again in the same profession. I'm saying this because until few years ago, all our media attention was let's say to the printed journalism. Because even if we take it from that point of view, that, for instance, most of the national sports journalists associations, they are as national sports writers associations. You can find few that they have sport media associations, because always we related sport journalism to newspapers. But then, of course, from newspapers started the development of television, of radio, websites, and nowadays there is the social media. But if we take it from a different perspective, is it the social media going to kill or eliminate all the other traditional ways of having sport in the media, more than having media in the sport? I think that will be a self suicide if we decide that we have to cater just for the social media. Of course, maybe most of you, I can see that you are from the new generation. You say that for you don't care less about the newspaper, you don't care less about any radio programs or any television programs, because it might be easier just to click on the mobile phone, which is a good tool, but sometimes it is also a very dangerous tool. But again, if we start to make the different cross sections. Recently, when there was a survey about newspapers, the reading of newspapers, unfortunately, now it went down to just 56% of how it was until a few years ago. Until a few years ago, many people, there was a tradition of having the newspaper in the morning. Just the British say that to have a newspaper by breakfast. But having the question that only now 56% of the sales of newspapers is there as compared to how it was. I'm not going far. Let's say maximum of 25 years. when even the same newspapers, there was the direct competition between one newspaper and another. Nowadays, I can assure you that there is no competition between newspapers because they try to live a normal life, the newspapers, because if one goes against each other, one kills the other. And the result is because of social media. Social media can be the best tool, even for a newspaper journalist, but it can be the worst tool for the profession itself. Because social media doesn't mean that everyone who is staying at home, putting some posts or something, or making just a cut and paste from one website or the other, or trying to pick up some news from here and there and putting it in a story. Does that means it makes him a journalist like the one who went around to cover first the press conference, then to make the traditional interviews, then to prepare his interview to have it printed out or transmitted. I think that if we start to compare the two entities, no, from experience I say that there is no competition at all. But we have to live this trend, and of course we try and see how and what is the best means where to go on which track. Some time ago, I was giving a lecture to university students, more or less on the same topic, and one of the modules was to explain when in the media we refer to, in the media, not in the written media or media as such, when we refer globally to the media setup, we can use the word helicopter view, because when we say helicopter view, a helicopter goes up, and then a helicopter has got all the view underneath. But a helicopter view in the media, it means that having an entity to see how this media helicopter is going to cut the various stages. If you've got the news, the visuals, the background and the opinions, these are the different factors, which some of them can remain in the traditional media, in newspaper, in certain television programs, and the other ones, of course, can be given a part in the social media setup. However, tradition remains tradition, because let's say, for instance, the news. Okay, social media can be used for the news, because you've got certain news can be given through social media right on the second when it is happening. But of course, the development of a news, that is more or less it's the work of the newsroom, because if we start only working on social media, does that mean that we have to eliminate the newsrooms from the different companies? I mean, I say that will be, again, that will be a suicide for the profession. The consumption of the news, the same through social media. Consumption of the news can be an advantage from one side, because of course you're consuming the news if you're taking it as it happening on the minute, on the hour. But of course it can be dangerous, because of course certain news, in parentheses, when we refer to as fake news. So if Jars Kamenzuli gets his mobile phone and says that Nargis is not suitable to be in the AIPS executive, and I put it as a news. In just 1 minute, all the world can see the news as Charles Kamenzuli has put it. But on the other side, if you're in the traditional newsroom and I enter the television, the newsroom and say, look, I've got the news that Nargis is not suitable for the job. In the traditional way, you have to check if the news is right. You have to verify with the persons concerned. You have to verify with the management if it is good to be transmitted or not. I mean, that is the difference when it comes, because sometimes we say that the traditional way of journalism has got past the days, but I can assure you that that is the moment when you have to realize that if we compare the traditional journalism and the consuming news within the social media is the different. Nowadays, when we refer to the social media networks, at times it is also the cheapest way to present what you want to give, because like we're seeing today, we're making this Zoom lectures. If we had to organize this into a university hall or into a particular country, of course it's not that easy as when we had to once one has to organize it in a matter of days, as we are doing. But on the other side, are we just going through this channel that for everything we have to use the social media and computers? Because if not, we are going to lose the human touch, the human relationship, the human discussion on each and every item. Social media can be helpful in these matters, but of course, as regards the human relationship, the media relationship, one against each other, the exchange of opinions, then it has to be in the easiest way around the table. The development during these last years when it regards sports media, because sometimes we always refer to ourselves as perhaps we are in the sports media the only people concerned about the matter. In an article which had appeared some time ago in the United States, it revealed that the development of the sport media from the Olympic Games of Beijing until nowadays has gone up drastically. I mean, until Beijing, we didn't have the smartphone. We only had the laptop. We had then the smartphone started coming in, and then Facebook, Twitter, and all the other things started coming in, and the use of the social media was not only the tool used by the sport media or developed by the sport media, but also by those concerned in, I always say it, in our world of sport, because there was an incident, for instance, that an athlete was taken out from the team of his country. This athlete sent a message to his parents that he was not chosen, and the parents gave up the news before the media and before the Olympic Committee had announced the team. So that's another thing. It's a dangerous factor to deal with, and irrespective of who puts up the news, if it's true or not, each sector is to be bound to what we call the code of ethics. Unfortunately, in certain areas, no one takes note or no one takes care of any code of ethics. The only matter is that if I know something, I have to put it on and put it around the world, and that's not a good habit. I mean, it's a habit which can create problems. It doesn't solve problems. It only gives credit to whoever has put such matter. Probably and normally it is because of a personal agenda, because I can assure you that social media for personal agendas can be a very, very dangerous tool. Another matter which the social media can give a helping hand is now let's forget newspapers, television, radio, and the news as such on them. Social media can be the best tool when it comes for the users to participate and take note of the news going on. Nowadays, the most of the big media entities, I don't know, BBC, CNN, and the news agencies are aware that giving the news on social media, when I say giving the news, giving the proper news, not just putting Tom, Dick, and Harry in the news for a different agenda. That sector, it went up drastically during the last 2 years. It went up drastically because, of course, it is the imminent news going in, and it is the imminent news going in from a relevant source. Because before I was saying that the Tom, Dick, and Harry who puts up news on the social media might be irrelevant to what is happening. The relevant side of it is if the news are passed through the main channel. It results now. This is I've got this one. This is interesting. That when it comes to people who participate in news or debating the news, about 50% of those who follow up the news on social media, if the company is a reliable one, 50% of those who follow up the news believe in what they are reading. Well, while on the contrary, if you just open up the Facebook and you just see that I saw Charles Kamenzuli walking in Doha and meeting two journalists in the street, Malik knows what I'm referring. Because in Doha, we met in the middle of the street. But if you see that same news on a reliable source, then it will be the news which can be taken for granted and which can be reported. Of course, Twitter can be a good tool, but it can be also the same, a very delicate tool, because Twitter has picked up picked up quite a lot of let's say sentiment expressing factors. But of course, then it depends. I always say that it depends on the individual to choose himself what is good or what is bad when it comes to the valuation. I think that as time also is pressing, if you want to open up, and I hear from some of you, if you want to give some opinions, then we can develop the subject from there. What do you think?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, of course. No, I'm not hearing you. No, you're muted.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
Okay.
No, yeah.
No, it's okay.
So, where is the Nargis?
Yes. If anybody has question, you can ask directly to Mr. Kamanzuli.
Also, you have some questions, you know, on the WhatsApp or on the chat. You can see.
Yes.
Okay, I will see the chat now. Journalist Wajid Shahzad from Pakistan is asking, false news often come on social media. How will we journalists recognize such news? Because often we also believe in such fake news.
That's the problem. First of all, in his question, he already said that sometimes we believe the fake news. So you cannot believe a fake news after all. But if let's say on social media, you find the news that Ronaldo is going up with Juventus again. Before you get up that news, it is easy that you go up in the website of either the national website of that country. For instance, I mentioned Italy, they've got the answer. Or easier to try and check in the Juventus social media or website if the news is there or not, because if not, fake news makes fake news.
Elnur Aliyev from Azerbaijan wants to ask a question. Yes, please. Unmute your microphone, Elnur Aliyev.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kamanzuli.
Elmur, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Kamanzuli. First of all, thank you so much for your interesting lecture. It is very useful and fruitful for us. But I would like to ask you a question regarding the rivalry between TV channels and social media. It's not secret that in our modern life, social media dominates over the TV channels.
Yes.
And how do you think in the nearest future, can TV channels oppose against social media or continue to lose?
Well, personally, I feel also from my point of view, from my television station, that social media and the competition that there is nowadays between websites, between video transmitting of programs on networks, there is competition. As I said, before we had competition with the newspapers, now we are having the competition with social media. Unfortunately, in many aspects, this way of media, when it comes to sport media, is killing the traditional let's say television viewer, because it will be easier to get up your mobile phone. You can see the match going on your mobile phone. But then on the other side, what is going to happen to those who are not familiar with the social media? Do we have to cut the television stations and not transmit on television and just put everything on social media? Because then whoever is at home or at the clubs or everywhere and cannot watch the same thing. For instance, if I take it from the point of view of certain networks, what they are putting on the normal television, which everyone can see at home or in another place, they are putting the same thing on social media, either on their Facebook page or else on their normal website with live transmission.
Another question is from Kulsum Jahan, London Jang newspaper of Pakistan. She's asking, what is the importance of data analysis visualization in sports journalism?
Data analysis is very much important. Data analysis is the like when you go and buy something by weight. It is what gives you the weight of the matter in question. Personally, I love data and I love statistics, and I look much to the data when it comes to sport media. Normally, we refer to the data as regards the viewership or readership of a newspaper, or how much you've got listeners in your radio stations. But on the other side, data can be also used for many other factors. For instance, we can use data to see how popularity of certain sport can be. For instance, most of you, I think that you follow cricket by tradition in Pakistan. But how often is data as regards cricket made as an analysis? Let's say in the easiest way speaking, with the men in the street, because if was a popular sport 60 years ago, did it keep up its popularity? Nowadays, when other sport they are taking over, and when perhaps a bigger profile is given on now there it enters the difference for social media and the traditional television. It is, for instance, cricket, a sport which still remains for the traditional television stations, or social media might be killing the part of those viewerships.
Nargis, I think this is the last question now. I saw one
yes.
question, the last, huh?
Yes, Muhammad Shoaib Khan wants to ask a question. Yes,
Hello.
we hear you.
Thank
Yes,
you very
Shoaib.
much, sir. I have a question. How can we cover as a sports journalist more than two events at the same time? Because we have the access to only to one event. So how can we cover more than two events?
The question is, what I understand, there is a 2 events. So how can we cover two events at a time? We can cover or not physically?
Physically, if it was like it was in Doha, when from one place to another it was only 2 hours difference. If you're lucky, you can make it in time. But from experience, I would say, what you prefer, to have 2 different coverages and not being at the top in the 2 coverages, or you have to concentrate on one coverage and then you'll be satisfied with the one coverage you have done. I would prefer to make a one good coverage, and then maybe another time we'll give another coverage to the other sport.
One last
Okay,
question from Shoaib Jamil, and he's from Pakistan. Shoaib is asking that because of the social media, everyone become the sports journalists. So we consider them sports journalists or not?
No, personally, I don't, and it remains a big question, even when it comes for accreditations, because certain journalists, these armchair critics, staying at home just watching television or playing with the computer, and then they just post this or that news, and they pretend to be journalists, and these are, maybe I'm not right to say it, but it's a detriment for the proper journalists and proper media colleagues to have to combat always these same people.
So thank you, Mr. Charles, because you have to.
Just one question.
Okay, last. This is the last. Huh?
Yeah, this is the last one. Misbahullah from Pakistan is asking, how can we stop spreading fake news on social media? What do you think, Charles?
First of all, education remains the main factor. I mean, anyone who has got a good background of education and not having a personal agenda for certain matters does not go for fake news. I always say that whoever puts on fake news, especially on social media, it is because he has got a personal grudge with that or that person, or because he just wants to create sensationalism through the media itself.
Thank you, Charles,
I think
for your...
this is the time to say goodbye to Mr. Charles Kamanzuli, because we have so many questions, but I think now Charles, you can go anytime. There's no problem. No, this is up to you. Now we will go to Sri Lanka, Colombo.
Yes.
Thank you, Charles.
But
yes.
Before I leave, first of all, I will want to wish a happy new year to everyone, and hopefully that 2023 it will be a better one than the one we had, at least with no more conflicts like we are facing. And of course it will be a year of sport, a year of competitions, a year where we still can continue to take part in our sport media world. And even if this year I was not able to come to Peshawar, I had explained to Malik the reason.
Charles, we missed a lot, you know.
Yes, but as I promised you last time, that for the near future I will be there, and we try to always also organize a person-to-person seminar, not by Zoom, and having the young media colleagues with us for a couple of days. That's a promise for you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Charles.
Thank you, Charles, for joining.
Ram is here, and Ram is the president of the Sri Lankan Professional Sports Journalist Association, which is called the Sri Lankan Sports Journalists Federation. So he will, today inform us about the mobile journalism, because he's also doing mobile journalism. So, Mr. Ram, over to you.
Hi everyone. Sorry, due to some power cut issue, I can't come with the video. Actually, I'm thanks to the previous keynote speaker, Mr. Charles. But he most speak about the negative part of the new journalism than the traditional. There is personally I believe there is no traditional journalism. Journalism is part, every period of the time, the journalism will be revoluting there is a revolutions for every part. So now we are in the stage in this new media concepts. So we are using the technology with the journalism. So now I'm agree with the certain subjects that he said. If you come to the social media, if you're using the new media, it doesn't mean you are a journalist, right? There is a bad side of the journalism and good side of the journalism is there. So my subject is the mobile journalism. It's a new concept. So now in Sri Lanka, widely we are using the mobile journalism. If you see there is so many traditional media company in Sri Lanka, but they are practicing the new media technology in their traditional media. In the sense, the televisions. Because of the busy lifestyle in the world, most of the people are using the mobile phones every day. So even the traditional media people also, they are producing their news or whatever the news through the mobile phones. There's a statistics in Sri Lanka. 10 years before, there's more than 60 people are now they are not reading the newspaper. Everyone are reading the newspaper via the e-paper. They are now practice to read the e-papers, not following the newspaper, the traditional newspaper. Even now, in Sri Lanka, so many traditional TV television companies are now they are producing their news through even the TikTok. They are telecasting all the few important news through even through in the TikTok as well in Sri Lanka. So people are in every country, most of the people, everyone have the mobile phone, the digital and whatever the Android or the latest mobile versions. So the people have more easy accessibility to so whatever they can see the news. Today, I will discuss about some several benefit using the mobile devices, the mobile journalism. So when it comes to the mobile journalism, there's I'll speak with I'll discuss 5 factors. The first one is the convenience. The mobile journalism allow reporters to quick and easy capture, the edit and distribute the content from anywhere to any time. That is one of the key factor in the mobile journalism. And the second factor is the speed. The mobile journalism allows reporters to report the breaking news. It's when it comes to the breaking news, it's very useful because as I said before, then every media company has the competitions. Media institution, they have the competition. Whatever the breaking news, the people will the speed are very important. So the mobile journalism allows reporters to report on the breaking news in the events in the real time, giving the competitive edge in the fast space in the world of news. Even they can spread the news to around the world very quick time. So that is one of the key factor. And the third is cost effectiveness. When it comes to the mobile journalism, can be a very costly alternative to the traditional news gathering methods. As a reporter can use their own mobile device rather than the expensive camera equipments to adapt to the mobile journalism. And the fourth key factor is accessibility. The mobile journalism can be the powerful tool for the citizen journalism. When it comes to the organization, there is most of the news company or the traditional news agencies are mostly mostly news agencies are most biased when it comes to the but in the mobile journalism, even cities, even the person who can express their real view to the all the viewers compared with the traditional, there is a barrier. But the journalism, we can't there is a mobile journalism ethics. Whatever the news, even though traditional law, the mobile journalism, we have to maintain the media ethics. We can't go away from the media ethics. Whatever the news we are producing with fact and figures. The main part is fact and figures. So based on the fact and figures, we can use this more news sport journalism into the another culture when it comes to the mobile journalism. So the fifth main factor is the multimedia capability. The modern mobile devices are the very advanced multimedia capabilities. When it comes to the the recent all the mobile cameras are more advantage than the traditional equipments, which is very more expensive than the current camera phones, and we can do the multitask job at the same time. We can do the audio recording, editing, even the making, sending the news to anywhere else through the email or whatever. We can do all the tasks in one device. When it comes to the mobile journalism, there are some benefits. So the sixth factor is the reaching level. Mobile journalism can reach the wider audience than the traditional media. Because even we can share the articles or video coverages through the social media on the digital platform to the locally and internationally. But the disadvantages, as Sal said, there is a fact and figures. The fake news are circulating. Everything will be there. The same time, those are the lapses are in the previous in the traditional media is also there, because even good media, reputed media company can produce the fake news because of their personal agendas as well. That can be happen anyway. But in the technology, we need to use the technology very the proper way. Even there is a bad issues also there. But when it comes to as a journalist, we need some responsibility. When it comes to, I personally feel even every mobile phone user can be a journalist, but they should follow the media ethics and the basically they should know about the media ethics. Everything's depending on the media ethics. If we properly use the media ethics properly, even everyone can be a journalist. There is no barriers to be a journalist, but that is depending on the what we are going to produce for the viewers or readers. That is based on the fact and figures. Thank you very much. Actually, I prepared this thing very shortly.
No, Ram, thank you very much, because you gave us a very, very, important information about this mobile journalism. And looks, this is very easy that you can make the news and you can spread the news. But the problem and the importance is that you have to look after the ethics. Eleanor is here. On the television, when we make a report, this is very difficult to make a report, and you on air, when you are going on air report, we face so many phases. So the mobile journalism is is a new media and is very informative. And yes, if anybody have some question, so you can ask the question from Mr. Ram.
Mobile journal.
Anybody have question? No question? So did you
Um,
understand? Did you understand,
I
the
don't
gentleman,
see-
about the mobile phone? Because you have so many editing systems, editing softwares, you can, I mean, upload or download this apps, and you can, I mean, make the reporting, the editing by yourself, and you can, I mean, produce, and then you can send on the, I mean, upload on the YouTube channels, on different channels.
There is a question from Rehan Ahmed Khan from Pakistan. He's asking, what is the main disadvantage of mobile journalism, Ram?
There is a few, there are several challenges. The main, I personally feel the main challenges is a limited training. The mobile journalism trainings are very limited. I personally believe that limited training is one of the challenges. The vulnerability of hacking when it comes to the technology, every day, technology are developing. There are vulnerability of hacking issue, also the challenge, and the legal considerations. As I told you before, the legal consideration in the sense mobile journalists may not be familiar with the legal consideration involving the report, such a defamations and privacy laws, which can be lead the legal issues to the journalist. That is one of the key challenge. And also which is related with the training, also the quality. When we producing the articles or the multimedia, the visual content through the mobile journalism, we need to be the product will be more quality. So you can't, even if you know the basic level of editing or whatever, you can't be a mobile mojo journalist, the mobile journalist. So you have to be more knowledge on the editing software, the studio equipments, the basic experience should be needed. So that is one of the key challenge. And also the ethical considerations, in the sense, mobile journalism can raise ethical issues, such as a balance between the speed and accuracy and the potential for bias or misrepresentations, like that. And those are the challenges I personally believe. Basically, they need proper trainings. Everyone can see their USAID now they are giving some trainings to the mobile journalism. So everyone, if you visit their website, so you can follow even the online training as well. Yes.
Okay, Ram, Tanvir from KPK Police Sports Board is asking, what are the advantages and disadvantages of your sports app application?
Yeah, we built mobile applications recently. That is, we thought there is a huge space in the mobile journalism in Sri Lanka. I have done a small research, which is, how many people are now reading the newspaper physically. Even the people who are watching the TV channels. So my research shows that, compare with 10 years before, the usage and now, like, there's a 60% of less people now reading the newspaper, and the using the televisions. Everyone, even the teledramas, they are watching through the mobile phones or their tabs in the office or whatever. They are watching their matches or whatever things, their laptops. Very less people are using the television to watch whatever they want. So that is one of the key factor. Even nowadays, the people are very less to type www dot whatever the things to go to the website, but they are very familiar with using the mobile apps. when it comes to the mobile apps, I used to, I don't want to mention the even, if you want to see the cricket matches or what is the statics or and all, I go to the Crick Info app, straight away, rather than typing www.crickinfo.com. So now people are very busy, so they are allowed to use new technology. So as a media journalist or media news provider, we should handle this culture very carefully and very ethically, very responsibility. We have to handle this platform.
And Ilkin Sultanlı from Azerbaijan is asking, he's a sports journalist. He's asking, is mobile journalism professional like paper journalism? Can any blogger say that I am a journalist or not?
Yeah, the professionalism in the sense, we are tie up with the even the local or international bodies. So we need to affiliate with at least there is a governing body in every country. If you take Sri Lanka, we have in the mass media, Ministry of Mass Media, there is a special category for the digital journalism. You can be registered with individual journalist as a mobile journalist in Sri Lanka, but you need to register with the government body in the sense the governing body. So then they will give you in Sri, I'm talking about the Sri Lanka situation. In the governing body, they will issue the media identity, the proper identity to whatever he can do the journalism in everywhere. As a reporter, he can access with the media accreditation, which is affiliate, which is given by the government, the mass media, Ministry of Mass Media. So that is will give the recognize with when it comes to the professional, the whatever the job we do the professional way, it's a professional. That's what I told you before. The journalism main key factor is the media ethics. If we are following the media ethics proper way, so that is the professional field. In Sri Lanka, you can be a the digital journalist. Even there is a way to register ourselves as an individual citizen journalist.
Okay, I think time is up.
That's okay?
Yes.
Okay, so thank you very much, Ram, for your very, very informative lecture. Or I hope that our young sports reporters, they can, they can do something on the mobile journalism, and especially about the Mojo Kids. Sometime after we will, discuss about the Mojo Kid. But I think there is one more thing about the telephone. This is not necessary that you have a very, very expensive telephone. You need only a cheaper telephone, but with the camera and everything, so you can do the reporting. So tomorrow is our last day of the 5 days Young Sports Reporters Training Program. Tomorrow we will hope that we'll have 2 or 3 more our friends with us. But tomorrow I need that everyone should be present, and we will discuss. And also, I think our young sports reporters should also give us some answers. We have so many questions. So tomorrow I will ask the questions to the young sports reporters. They should also, answer, because what you learn in 4 days, or we need that we should do something. And one more thing today, why not I should give you a small assignment? Why not everyone should make a small 10 lines, not more than 10 lines, the small report about the 4 days, not the 5th day. So 4 days, what you learn in 4 days about the digital media reporting. And what just give me a 10-line story. Not only the young reporters, not Shai Sati and other my friends. Only the young reporters. They please make a short report in English, not in local language, in English, that will be okay. And it's very easy. Make a report in your local language, go to the Google, have a translation, but just check, because sometimes Google not give you a correct translation. So, and also Ali Noor is here. So why not we should make a small visual, the video report of 1 minute or maybe more than 1 minute. So about this, because everything is on the Facebook. We are our live programs are on the YouTube, and you can have on the Facebook page. So make some report, short reports, and if you have some reports, so Nargis, I think tomorrow we will discuss the work of the young sports reporters. Hopefully, and then we will decide and will select for the certification. We will give you international certificate, and then as we discussed so many times that we will send 10 people to Baku, and we will receive 10 young sports reporters from Baku to Islamabad or Karachi. So this is very good chance to everyone. What do you think, everyone? Tomorrow we'll see you at 8 o'clock Pakistan time, 7 o'clock in the evening,
Yes, sir.
Azerbaijan time.
Okay,
Right?
sir.
Okay, so
Right, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
everyone. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
sir.
Goodbye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.